So, tonight is the night in which the sun will emerge anew on the morrow. So this is the last of the shortest nights of the year. In some manners in which we mark our celestial turnings, the new year shall begin tomorrow by the idea of tracking this manner of the sun's behavior, despite its place not at the top in Aries, right? Which Aries is a signifier for the equinox, right? So it's this winter solstice to the equinox is kind of this interesting in-between where everybody's got a different idea of when the year kind of starts proper. Now, right now, we're dealing with a whole bunch of codes of human willpower going in different directions, trying to pull us in certain directions that they want us to go. And people are neither going with how they're being manipulated, but nor are they really doing anything significantly different either, right? Most people are kind of in their normie spectrum, if you will. God, you that impatient? Are kind of in their normie spectrum, with a tertiary amount of keeping up with the zeitgeist that cannot be ignored. You know, I think we understand this concept of this unignorable zeitgeist, with things like the drones going on, the P. Diddy thing, like stuff that should have just been going on unnoticed forever as part of their plan for the stage, the environment, the zeitgeist of the world or the nation, while we're going through all of this stuff that is meant to get certain results in how we operate in foreign policy and how we operate in domestic policy, and to really have a strong comprehension of the implications that they're actually gunning for by these merits. So we now have this interesting contention again, right? Where we get this vibe, right? There's the subtext of we got a quote timeline back, right? This idea that a certain timeline, because of the election results for this nation and the world, was stolen, right? That these kinds of results were quote stolen. Oh, look at, are they open? I did not expect Chick-fil-A to be open on Christmas Eve because they're a Christian company. I figured they would have given people Christmas Eve off. So, well, that's neat. I'm gonna get some Chick-fil-A while I figure out what I want to do here. Let's see. Anyway, this guy is asking a peculiar question. I'm going to put you in a 30-minute timeout because You're asking me if I have the thing that I am on while I'm talking to you? That is ultra suspicious question asking. And what's up, Derek? So, we don't know which way that pop culture is going to go, right? Because, like, we know what they're going to sell us, but we don't know what we're going to buy, right? It's one thing that say, to the extreme of things, that Drag Queen Story Hour exists. It's another thing if you're buying it. The handful of fuckers who are fucking making sure that it exists are not succeeding in selling it, but somebody who wants to waste the money is making sure that it keeps going, right? And there's nothing that's going to change that as far as well, I mean, there's things that are going to change that, but it's localized, right? I mean, like, you don't really have an issue to worry about. There's nothing that's happening where you are. You've already done the work to keep it from going anywhere. It's a question of something else. All right. So I'm gonna order food right here on the camp. That's what's gonna happen. That is what's gonna happen. Alright. Let's see here. Hey, how's it going?
Is your name for the order?
Good, Steve.
And how may I serve you?
Alright, let me get the filet of nuggets.
You want 5, 8, 12, or 30?
I'll take an 8.
Meal?
Yeah, I'll take the meal.
And your drink?
Shoot, what do you have to drink?
I have Coke products, sweet tea, unsweet tea, lemonade, diet lemonade, shakes, orange juice, bottled water.
I'll take an unsweetened tea.
Any sauces?
Yeah, I'll take the honey mustard.
That's it?
That's it.
So 8-count meal with fries, unsweet tea with honey mustard.
That sounds great.
It's gonna be $11.69.
All right, $11.69.
Cash?
Could I pay with cash?
Yes, you could pay with cash with Andrew down there at that booth.
Thank you. That's what I'm gonna do. All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Take care. All right. So, I gotta prepare my shit, don't I? This is how prepared I am, folks. By that I mean none at all. All right. That'll do just fine. So, we got no idea what's up with the technology, right? Like, the people that have been unconscious are now ultra dealing with the fact that all this shit that's been built up, either they're going to foolishly surrender to it, or they're going to foolishly overcompensate. Right? And take more radical approaches. And it's not a deep thing for them. It's either it's happening in their backyard, it's happening to people they know, or it's not. Yes. Cash. Yes. And and hopefully there's enough people that they find those of us that woke up earlier. I'm waiting for change, right? Yep. That woke up earlier can give them a little bit of guidance if they're willing to accept the weirder things. Thank you. The weirder things of it all. Like a lot of people, they aren't willing to really accept how weird, different, and extreme it's going to be. But then again, we don't know exactly how it is. So in weird ways, sometimes this stuff can turn out to be mundane, right? I mean, by 2022, I kind of felt like the world had turned into a more mundane place. It really didn't pan out to be a completely dystopic, life vacant universe, but at the same time, their world that was governing our actions. Yes, thank you. All right, that's wine and sweet and tea.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Happy Yuletide. All right. So that this world is falling. You know, their world, that is like falling apart, right? You've got odd little circumstances, like, you've got, like, Taylor Swift and whatnot, right? Like, these people are these, are the new, like, propped up, like, things at the moment, right? And, but at the same time, because our conversation, our markets, our fan bases and everything that, they all are largely cultivating on the internet. They are subject to a whole world of a conversation about them. And, it poses many new questions. It brings up many new things. There's also the fact that these kinds of characters, they have to compete with other artists that don't need to be propped up, that are getting natural, viral attention, right? You can look at a lot of the female contemporary artists that have a lot of talent coming out of things like the folk movement and things like that. Like Maria Franz from Heilung and such, right? I mean, you put Maria Franz next to even Madonna in her prime, and Madonna's kind of just bullshit compared to her. Everything she's doing has a certain purpose. She doesn't have to be any sexier than how she just is, right? And nobody's impressed because she gets to do the thing like that, right? So we have no idea what way our culture is being shaped. We have no idea where our technology is going, because there's such a rejection of technology being forced upon us, while at the same time a yearning for technology that we feel has been denied us, but we aren't even sure it's achievable. At least not on such a small, intimate level, as opposed to something that might more conceivably work under a higher organization, like a big company or the state, as far as the world sees things now in function. And the human condition has to arise for anything you want to come into the world, to have the people to make it happen in the world. As well as if you want something to be out of the world, the people that are in that world have to leave that world. If you want there to no longer be the institution of state, people have to be not interested in the institution of state anymore. They have to make that decision before people start making real conversations about any delusional ideas like dissolving the government, like the government would allow itself to be destroyed, unless, of course, its entire spirit had been eviscerated by the people in the government losing the will to be part of the government and the government not being able to replenish its government. Or its governors, if you will. These ideas. So anyway, I want to eat. My assumption is 5 or 6 o'clock. A lot of these places are going to be closed if they're not closed already for Christmas Eve. I don't really need to get a last minute gift, but I kind of want to try to because I kind of want to upgrade a gift and use the other gift for someone else. So that's what I'm attempting to do. I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a happy Yuletide this evening, this last evening of solstice, and I'll see you in a bit.